Hey guys, we are back with some more New York Islanders franchise mode, and in this one, we got a couple trades to make, and all leading up to one player, oddly enough. Because the reason I'm thinking about making a trade is because when, in the last episode, Ludvig Otterson went down with an injury and our penalty kill didn't do so hot afterward. I mean, our penalty kill hasn't been hot, really, for the majority of the season, but it really did hurt it when we had to put Wallstrom on there instead of Ottoson. And Ottoson's our only real physical forward, or defensive forward even for that matter, because when you take a look at our forward core, you got Czak, Barzal, Wallstrom, all offensive guys. Stripe, Mueller, Hosang, all offensive guys. Ottoson, Commodore, Ragnarsson. Commodore and Ragnarsson are both offensive as well. The only really defensive-minded guy here is Ottoson. So we really need another penalty killer, someone who we could trust there. And unfortunately, Josh Hosang has not been the greatest, though he has picked it up as of recent with Andreas Mueller being moved onto his line. Because if you remember, he had, 7 even strength points in the first 25 games. And during that time, he also had 4 power play points. Now he only has 3 power play points in between now and then, but he now has 33 points, meaning he's picked up his even strength scoring up to, 26 points, I believe? So he's definitely done better with Mueller on his line, but he's not getting that production that we need. He's a minus 13. And that's the minus 13 is the least of my concerns there. You don't really look at plus minus too much when determining whether to trade a guy or not. But his takeaway to giveaway ratio, he's been solid, but he has clearly gotten worse. And he's not physical. He's not a face-off guy. He's not helping out the power play. He's clearly more of a passenger as of recently, and we really cannot afford that going into the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we are going to be unloading Josh Hosang. He's a longtime Islander, obviously. His service here is greatly appreciated, but he's clearly no longer needed on this team. We need a defensive forward, and that is not Josh Hosang. So the trade that we're going to be making first is going to be leading up to the trade that we're going to be making next. So we're going to be making a trade here with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you'll see what I mean here in a minute when I say that. So first we'll add Josh Hosang to the trade, and we're also going to be adding C. Graps. Low elite, 73 overall, Christoph Graps. He's a pretty good prospect, I would say. And he is going to be going the other way in this deal. And who we're going to be getting back, at least temporarily, is going to be their defenseman, Jacob Trouba. Now, we don't need a defenseman. So you might be wondering why we're acquiring a defenseman. Well, you'll see in a minute when we make our second trade. So, Hosang and Graps for Trouba. Now, the reason we're trading for a defenseman is, first of all, they want to give up a defenseman, as they have Wierenski, Gostisbehere, they have Robertson, Dillon, CC, Moore, Vananen, Ekholm. They have a pretty deep defensive core over there in Columbus, and they want to give up Trouba, so we'll be taking him off their hands. And they do have a seemingly lack of depth at forward. They have Dubois and Landeskog, but then they have Schaller, and then it goes to Palat, 83, Smith, 82, Atkinson, 81. All these guys are in the old age. Dadonov, 35, Atkinson, 35, Smith, 33, Palat, 33, Schaller, 34. Anders Lee, 34 as well. So they clearly don't have a whole ton of forward depth. So that's why we're going to be giving them Josh Hosang, as they want Hosang. He's 29, so he could fill in for them on their top 6 for a few more years as compared to a lot of those guys who are probably going to be dropping off soon. And again, they want to give up Trouba. And we're giving them a prospect forward as well, which it looks like they may potentially need soon with the amount of forwards who are going to be, again, potentially dropping off in a big way this offseason. So, Graps and Hosang for Trouba. Will it work? Yes, it will. They will accept our trade just barely, but they still accepted it. So, I'm going to go to roster moves here. I don't want the computer to mess up my lines. So, we'll go into edit lines here. I'll just fill in Bastion in the unfilled forward spot, because we will be getting a forward back in this next trade. Don't you worry. So, Extras, let's see. 3-on-3. Yeah, we'll just fill Bastion in here for right now. Don't want to take too long. So there you go. That trade is done. Now, the next team we'll be trading with is the Vancouver Canucks. They're 41-17-5, so you might say, well, why would they want to make a trade? Well, here's the thing about the Vancouver Canucks. Their forecourt is insane. Stu Albert, Johnny Gaudreau, Brock Besser, Mark Mathot, Elias Peterson, what is this guy's name? Serge Bouchard, Jonathan Dahlin, Matt Duchene, Bo Horvat. That's their top 9. This might be the best forecourt I have ever seen put together by a computer general manager. This is an absolutely insane forecourt. They have 5 centers. 5 of those guys are centers. And when you take a look at their defensive core, it's not as impressive. They have Juolevi, but then it drops down to Spurgeon 83, Byram 83, Pouliot 82, Wu 81. Not even going to try to pronounce that one, 79. So that is why we traded for Jacob Trouba. Because when you take a look, they want defensemen. And they don't want forwards, and it's understandable. So I wanted to make sure with that last trade that we gave a forward to a team who actually needed a forward. That's why we traded Ho-Sang to Columbus as opposed to Vancouver, because I know that we could get more value out of Ho-Sang from Columbus than we could have from Vancouver. And I just wanted to make sure that all these trades made sense hockey-wise. So clearly we're not giving them any forwards. Well, at least not any NHL-ready forwards. We'll be sending the other way Jacob Trouba. We'll be flipping him to Vancouver as they need him. And we will also be sending the other way Andrei Turkov. I believe it's Andrei. Yeah, Andrei Turkov. 60 overall, medium elite. We don't need this guy. We have Kolesnik. We have so many other forwards. We don't need Turkov anytime soon, probably. So we're going to be throwing him into this deal. And now that's a lot of value. And you might think we're going to be getting someone such as, Albert or Peterson or Besser. No. We're going for Bo Horvat. 29 years of age, 4 years left on his deal, $6 million. 84 overall, second liner. So we're replacing Josh Ho-Sang with someone who's competent on the second line, who's good at faceoffs, solid defensively. He's able to get a few points here and there for you as well. Again, solid faceoff taker. He had a 58% last year, 50% so far this year. 125 hits, so he brings a lot more physicality than Josh Ho-Sang, and he's much better defensively this year so far, 47 takeaways to 35 giveaways. 21 blocks as well, so he blocks the puck quite a bit for a forward, and that's in 5-12 of ice time as well. -3, but he is on Vancouver's third line, maybe even fourth line for all we know, with how deep they are, just in their top 9. But, yeah, he's their 5th center, so basically that's why we're trading for Bo Horvat. And you might think, well, that can't be it, is it? No, that's it. But we're going to be retaining 50% of his salary cap. Now, the reason we're doing this, obviously, is because I don't want to take on that much salary for 4 years. But if we do this, then we're only taking on $3 million for 4 years. And that is a steal for Bo Horvat. And now, Andrei Turkov, that value is necessary. So, as if we take a look here, and let's say I put in a second-round pick from the Minnesota Wild, this won't work. Look, proposed trade rejected. It's because of the salary that we are retaining, or that they are retaining from Bo Horvat. And Horvat's going to be able to fill in the penalty kill very nicely, especially when Ottoson gets injured. But even when Ottoson isn't injured, Horvat will be on our penalty kill. He's a good player, and we desperately need him for our defensive purposes. Not only does this do this for our defensive side of things, but what this also does is it gives a guy by the name of Christian Ragnarsson the opportunity on the power play, because we're going to be having Horvat in the penalty kill, but I don't think I want Horvat on the power play. Again, I would rather give that to a guy like Ragnarsson or Ottoson, but specifically Ragnarsson, since he's not on the penalty kill. So he will finally be able to have consistency on the power play. So since the second round pick didn't work, we're going to be adding a third from Vancouver. And that's right, even a third from Minnesota here that has more value than the third from Vancouver doesn't work. So we're going to be adding Vancouver's third to see if we can get this to work. So Truba and Turikov for Horvat at half of his salary for the next 4 years. Well, 3.5, I guess, if you really want to get technical about it. And then a 3rd round pick from Vancouver. Trade accepted. This is a really good deal for us in Vancouver. Yes, I definitely know what I'm doing. So, there you go. Vancouver's defensive core has just gotten much better. And while they lost one of their forwards, let's be real, that's not the end of the world for the Vancouver Canucks. When you take a look at how many forwards they have. I mean, Albert, Goudreau, Besser, Methot, Peterson, Bouchard, Deline, Duchesne, they're fine. Who are you kidding? So there you go. There's the 2 trades that we're making. We've improved our penalty kill. We have given Christian Ragnarsson some more time offensively. I think that is the trade that we needed to make. So we'll take Bastian out of here now. Scratch player. Yes, indeed. And we will put our new guy, Bo Horvat, in there. Now, as to where I want to play him, I'm honestly not sure. I think we'll start him on the 2nd line here because that 3rd line has been pretty solid with Ottoson, Commodore, and Ragnarsson. Plus, you got Ottoson's already there physically, and the top 6 sort of needs a physical presence. So we'll leave Horvat on the 2nd line with Mueller and Streit. I'm not sure if I want to switch Mueller and Horvat or Mueller and Streit. Or Streit and Horvat. I mean, you could really play any of these guys in any position. But I think we'll just stick to this for right now, just because Mueller and Streit have been going for the past month and a half or so. Ever since we put Mueller on the 2nd line, it's been working. So we'll leave Horvat on the right wing for right now. And then defensively, yeah, everything's good. Special teams, Horvat, nope. I want to get my guy, Christian Ragnarsson, on there full-time. Finally. Yeah, this is all good. Penalty kill, yep, the computer puts Horvat there. However, I don't like the fact that it glitches out like that and it has the name in you know, not all caps like it does for everything else. So I'm going to put Wahlstrom here for right now, just so that we can fix that. And then we will get Bo Horvat back in. So there you go, Barzal and Horvat. Now with Riley and Durrett. And then Commodore and Ottoson with Severson and Montour. That looks much better if you ask me. And now, I think instead of Commodore, we're going to go with Horvat. There you go. And now extras, Barzal, Wahlstrom, Streit, and that's Mueller and Ragnarsson. What am I going to do here? I think I could just try Horvat there, or I could give the opportunity to someone like Czak or Commodore. Yeah, you know what? Commodore had a little decrease in ice time this year since he moved down to the 3rd line. Let's give it to Commodore, see what he can do to bounce back alongside of the goal scorer Bennett Streit. And then 3-on-3. You know what? I'll give 3-on-3 to Czak. There you go. So then it's Barzal, Wahlstrom, and Riley, Streit, Czak, Severson, Mueller, Ragnarsson, and Butcher. Extra attackers, Barzal, Commodore. Yep, that works for me. Shootout, Barzal, Pekka-Rainen, Wahlstrom, Streit, and Mueller. We are looking all good to go. Scratches are Wolfertson and Bastian. Now, here's the thing. Do I want to make a trade for a backup 13th forward instead of Bastian and then instead of a Wolfertson as well? Yes, I do. Now, I don't have a trade figured out for this because I only had those 2 big trades figured out. So I'm going to actually go into free agency, see if we could get someone for free here, at least in terms of not needing to give up any assets. There is Gusier Eller, though we're not sure what he's about. At least with Neil, we're kind of... He might be like a 78 or an 80. Either way, it's better than Bastian. So we'll sign Neil to a 1-year, 2-way contract. And what we'll also do is sign Lars Eller, because I feel like we'll need a backup center here. Well, he hasn't been the greatest at face-offs in the simulation. I mean, it's a two-way contract. It's very inexpensive. You can't go wrong too much there. So defensively, Capo Bianco, Shen, Kylington. I mean, ooh, Yandel, maybe some veteran depth. Now we'll get Kylington as a backup defenseman. He might not be a 78, he might be a 77, which wouldn't be actually too much of an upgrade from Walfredson, but you know what, then maybe we'll go for the veteran there, Luke Shen, sure. So there you go, we didn't even have to make any trades there, just go out in free agency, get some veteran guys who can come in there as replacements when needed. I didn't want to make a trade for a veteran who will probably be leaving after this year, so yeah, there you go, those are the only moves we're going to be making up to the trade deadline. So now all that is left to do, I believe, is start simulating. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead to March 1st. And presuming we get those backup guys. Now the Blue Jackets actually want to trade us Ghosts. But I'm not going to do that. We have our defensive core as it is fine for right now. Shen accepts. Neil accepts. Eller accepts. Okay. So we have our backup players set. There you go. 3-1 win against the Caps and a 6-3 win against the Carolina Hurricanes. So at least we're keeping pace. That's good. I'll just check roster moves really quick just to make sure that the guys who we just signed are on our team. So I guess I'll get Bastion back down to the minors. And I will call up Eller and Neil. And then we'll call up Shen. And we will send down Walfredson. There you go. Okay, so we have 21 skaters now. I'm just going to make sure that none of the lines were messed up. AHL. Yeah, no, we're good. Bastion and... what's his name? Walfredson don't need to be playing down here. They're not rookies anymore, so... yeah, we're good. Alright, here we go. On with the simulation. Just making sure we have sufficient backup for the playoffs if needed. And even leading up to the playoffs, you never know. So here we go. Rest of the season time. Let's do it. Still kind of struggling to stay in the playoffs, but hopefully we can keep a good pace here. Loss against Columbus, but a solid win against Philly. Here we go. Another game against Columbus. 5-3 victory. That's what I like to see. Florida. Morgan Riley has been injured with a sore knee until March 19th. That is not good. Even if only for a short amount of time. You really don't want to lose Morgan Riley. So, we're going to have to put Shen in there. Oddly enough. We'll get, I guess, Butcher up to the first pair with Durat. He's the most similar to Riley, even though he hasn't been doing great offensively this year. At least in terms of playing style. I would say Butcher's most similar to Riley. Then we'll, I guess, get Montour and Severson together. And then Shen and Wild. Yeah, so that means that's 5 righties on defense. Butcher's our only lefty. So we're going to hope that that doesn't kill us there. Definitely not having Shen on the power play. So Mueller, Barzell, Wallstrom, Wild, Czek, Butcher. I'll get Severson there. There you go. 4-man power play, yep. No, actually, Severson's down here for the 4-man. So, Wild, Severson, Butcher, Montour. Penalty kill, Durat, Severson, Montour. Man, this really messes with our lines a lot. Butcher or... Durat, Severson, Montour. If I put Butcher there, who else is available? Wild. Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to be Butcher. I'll put him with Severson though and Montour up here with Durat. Do the same thing here. Man, the injury to Morgan Riley really is not ideal. Let's see, extras. Jeez. Here we go. Montour up here. And then instead of Montour, we will go Shen. 3-on-3. Jeez, man. Barzell, Wallstrom. It's gonna have to be Butcher up there. I want a lefty with them. Then Ragnarsson, Mueller, Who else is it? Severson. I guess I'll get Durat there. He can handle himself in a 3-on-3. Barzell Commodore. Shootout. Yeah, we're good there. Hutchinson. Okay. So, big injury right there for the next week or so. There you go. 3-0 loss against the Florida Panthers. 3-0 loss against the Philadelphia Flyers. 5-3 loss against the... Man, this injury to... Yeah, the injury to Morgan Rielly really could not have come at a worse time here. Dropped 4 in a row. And he's fully healed now, so we'll definitely get him back in there. Yikes. And Shen is a 76 overall, so that signing really didn't help too much, but... Hey, at least it's a veteran in the NHL, so we'll get Rielly back up there, Montour down here. Yeah, we'll actually switch Montour and Severson, because that's the way it was before. Special teams, we will get Rielly back on. Alright, there you go. Rielly's now back, and we drop a game in overtime to the Detroit Red Wings. 36-30-7. That is embarrassing. Ugh, that's embarrassing. 9 games left in the season, and we're currently outside of the playoffs. We're going to have to go... We're basically, I would say, going to have to win at least 7 out of the next 9 games if we want a chance. Absolutely, because the Ottawa Senators have a game in hand on us. So that... we need at least 7, I would say. Oh boy. This is going to be interesting. So let's see if we can switch anything up during this last stretch, because we pretty much need every game here. Goals for per game. I mean, we're up there, 3.08, we're scoring. Goals against per game have gone down since last we checked. That was at 304, I believe, 308. So it's gone down to 296. We're below 3 for once. Power play, still kind of clicking. It's not clicking as much as it was before. We were at a 24 last we checked. Now it's at a 22.2, but it's still, up there. Penalty kill figures has not changed all year. I mean, at least it stayed consistent, but still. All right, so home, we're 17-17-3. Away, 19-13-4. Last 10, 4-5-1. Feel like it's deja vu here or something. But how many of our last 9 games are away? Because that will... If our record away compared to home says anything about this year, then... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 5 out of our next 9 games are away, so we at least have that to look forward to. But then again, we haven't been perfect away either. We've just been better away than we have been home. So that's good. We have more away games than home games. Again, if that has anything to do with it. But, we'll take anything we could get at this point. But man, if we are out of the playoffs this year, that would not be good. Especially the year after winning the Stanley Cup and then you miss the playoffs. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Okay, let's check player stats. Really cannot afford to miss here. So Wallstrom, 77 points. He's doing just fine. 44 goals. Strite, 37. He's slowed down a bit since we traded for Horvat. And then Barzell, 71. Mueller, 59. Czak, 41. Ragnarsson, 39. Rielly, 38. Horvat, 33. Commodore, 33. You know what? Horvat's only had 4 points since he's gotten here. He started with 29. Ottoson, 27. Pulia, 23. Wild, 21. Hines, 20. Severson, 20. Pekarainen, 18. Butcher, 15. Butcher's been terrible offensively compared to how he usually is. Let's see his recent years, actually. Yeah, he's been terrible this year. 32 points last year, and then 26 points the year before. He's on pace to be worse than that year. He was a minus 27 that year as well. 42 points the year before that. So he's clearly for the most part, a 30 to 40 point man, but just not this year, man. I don't know what's happened. We'll butcher there. Montour, 14. And then Durat with 13. Neal with no games played. Eller, same thing. Shen with nothing in 4 games. Plus minus. Wallstrom plus 29. Minus is Hines minus 10. So maybe shake up that 4th line a little bit. Shots. Let's see. Yep, Wallstrom almost 300. No surprise there. Shooting percentage, Stride 20%, Wallstrom almost 15. Again, no surprises there. Power play goals, Wallstrom with 12. Power play points, Wallstrom with 18. Let's see, face-offs. Commodore, Barzell doing just fine. Horvat, well, he's doing just fine as well, but he hasn't taken too many face-offs on this team. I'd imagine most of that's from Vancouver, as Mueller's been the center for the second line ever since Horvat's been here, and then Horvat also is not the center for the penalty kill, I don't believe, because Barzell is the center for his line there, so maybe we think about putting him at center, I don't know. Pouliot hasn't been doing too well at faceoffs as of recent. Let's see, hits. 152 for Durat. Yeah, we definitely needed Horvat. We definitely needed Horvat for physicality. Autoson 129. Okay, so I think, yeah, when it comes to the bottom six, there's just generally not a whole lot of physicality other than Autoson. Pouliot has 70, Hines 64, Pekka 54. I think that's the problem right there is the fourth line, honestly. So we might want to consider changing that up a little bit. Though I'm not exactly sure who I'd put on the fourth line, to be honest. Out of all these guys. Because Commodore doesn't really hit himself, so that wouldn't really be much of an improvement for the fourth line. Well, he's 96, so that's more than anyone on the fourth line currently has, but he's not like an ideal fourth liner, you know. He's more of a third line scorer, as his role says. Ragnarsson, Autoson. To be honest, I was thinking about Horvat on the fourth line. Maybe Autoson. And then maybe you get Pekka or Hines on the third line. Hines is an 80 overall now. Yeah, I think, honestly, I want to try Horvat on the fourth line just because of his physicality and the fact that he's winning faceoffs right now. So we'll try this. And he's mainly a defensive player as well. So, again, don't take into the consideration that this is the fourth line. This is just our defensive line here. We need to, you know, boost the defense that's on there. So we'll get Horvat there. Pouliot. How's Pouliot been doing? 70 hits. It's been terrible. Oh, Pekka. Yeah, Pekka been better. I want Pouliot on the fourth line with Hines and Horvat. And then Ragnarsson up here with Mueller and Strite. And then Pekka with Commodore and Autoson. We'll try that. And then defensively, I'll get Severson back with Montour, or with Butcher, I suppose. And then Wilde with Montour. Yeah, Riley with Durat. Unless I split up Riley and Durat. Maybe have Riley with Severson and then Durat with Butcher. Yeah, we'll try anything at this point. I mean, I know Durat's a 90 overall, a top 2 defenseman, but, you know, at this point, when you're outside of the playoffs and you kind of have to go on a winning streak, you're going to try all different things. So, let's see. Power play's been okay, but penalty kill, I mean, it stayed consistent, but it hasn't been phenomenal. Maybe we'll try the same thing here, except we'll put Riley on the second pair, and then we'll have, I guess, Montour up here with Durat. Barzell. Horvat. How many hits has Barzell had? 99. He's decent physically, and he's at a good ratio. Yeah, I'll leave him there. What about Commodore? Commodore hasn't been great with the giveaways. What about Autoson? I mean, I don't think I'll take an Autoson off. Yeah, he's too physical. I mean, he does give away the puck quite a bit, but at least he gets hits. So I think what I'll do for Commodore is I'm going to take him off in favor of maybe Pouliot? No, Commodore would be better than Pouliot. Czak. No, he's not physical at all. How about a winger, I guess? Hines, maybe even? No. Maybe Mueller? He's giving away the puck a lot as well. Wallstrom, Strite, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna try Strite on here just because we need to get something going. And I guess that'll be it. Because I don't think there's anything else that I really want to change. Hutchinson, Oda. How does Hutchinson been this year? 906, Oda, 906. So it really doesn't matter who we have in net. May as well have the higher overall. Yeah, that's the most I'm changing. So, here we go. Last 9 games of the season. I can't believe it's coming down to this. It's coming down to the last 9 games of the season, and we're still not in playoff spot. And we might not make the playoffs. We very well might not. So we're going to go day by day here. We're going to go slow simulation for every single game until we know our status in the playoffs or not. So here we go. First period. Game against Winnipeg. There you go. Goal by Cizek, but a goal by Mark Stone on Hutchinson. Second period. Oof. Goal by Kopp on Hutchinson. Third period. There you go. There you go. Strike 2 times, and then Ehlers, and then Hines with a goal on Olmark. There you go. 4-3 victory. Solid way to come back there. It's progress, but it's not enough. 8 games left. Here we go. Home game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm not sure if that's good or not. Just given our record at home this year. First period. You don't like to see that. Dubois and Werenski. Then Ottoson on Bobrovsky. Let's see if Ho-Sang comes back to bite us in this game. Second period. Oh, man. Werenski and Lee. He's probably had a couple of assists, to be honest. Third period. Yeah. 4-1 victory for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And actually, I'm interested in this. Let's see all events. He's probably had, yeah, Ho-Sang 2 assists. Yep, he came back to bite us. He came back to bite us in this game. Big time. Primary assist on 2 goals for Columbus Blue Jackets. Not good. Game against Philly. We really cannot afford to drop 2 in a row. If we drop 2 in a row, I'm calling it. It's over. First period. Goal by Strite. There you go. Got to be careful with Philly because it's the same shade of orange here that we're dealing with. So got to do a little double take at the score. Second period. Goal by Nolan Patrick on Oda. 1-1 heading into the third. Here we go. And that's going to be, yes, okay. 3-1 victory for your New York Islanders. Goals by Riley and Cizek on Carter Hart for the 3-1 victory. Okay. We're still in it. We're still in it, but the New Jersey Devils do have 2 games in hand on us, as do the Ottawa Senators. So we really, this next game's huge. This next game is absolutely huge. If we don't win this, I'm calling it, we're out. If this is a huge game. Same thing with the New Jersey game. 2 out of the next 3 games are absolutely, probably the base games of the season. Here we go. First period. Nothing doing. I'll take it. 12 shots, 9 in favor of Ottawa. Second period. Okay, there we go. Wallstrom and Barzell, the big guns coming out to show up in this game. Third period. Okay. 2-0 victory against the Ottawa Senators. We're still in it. 85 points now compared to Ottawa's 86. But, again, they have a game in hand. So we're not celebrating just yet here. Game against Pittsburgh. We're standing watching a lot right now here, boys. New Jersey, it looks like they won their last game. 90 points now for New Jersey. So the good thing is the Ottawa Senators seemingly still have not played a game since then. So still at 86 points are the Ottawa Senators. Game against Pittsburgh. This is, well, every game's a huge game from now on, but still, divisional rival. Prefer to win this. First period. Crosby and Kane. Jeez Louise. What is with the Pittsburgh Penguins? I mean, last year they had like Kovalchuk and Ovechkin and Juwan and McKinnon and Crosby, and now they have Patrick Kane. Jeez. All the big names here in Pittsburgh. Wallstrom with the goal for us, but down 2-1 are your New York Islanders. Second period. Oof. Not what you like to see. Goal by Strite. But then Mata, Kane, McKinnon, and Kane again for the hat trick on Hutchinson. It's not looking good. Third period, yeah, goal by Cizek on Regier, but 6-3 win for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I'm going to say if we lose any more games, then we're out. We're definitely out because, yeah, the Ottawa Senators has a game in hand. They still have not won. That's the good news. But the New Jersey Devils look like they're going to be pulling away into the playoffs. This is a huge game right here. This is an absolutely huge game. If we don't win this, again, we're out. If we don't win the next 4 games, we're out. So, please, we need this to pull closer to New Jersey. First period. Heischer and Hall. Yep, just the 2 guys who I usually like seeing on the score sheet, but not today. Bennett Strite on Rask. But please have a big second period here, boys. Yes, okay, big second period. Goal by Bo Horvat and Bennett Strite. So that's, I believe, a 2-goal game. Yes, a 2-goal game for Bennett Strite. Come on, boys, hold this lead. Get 1 more goal. Maybe two more if you want to. Please, third period. Okay, you got 3. Nico Hischier scores for New Jersey, but Ragnarsson, Pouliot, and Wahlstrom for your New York Islanders for the 6-3 victory. Very nice. Okay. I'll take it. We're not out yet. Okay. We're not in. We have the wild card spot taken away from Ottawa, but again, they have 2 games in hand, so we have to really win these last 3 games here if we want any chance of the playoffs. Yep, see, we're out already. The Ottawa Senators have just won their last game. They're at 88 points. We're in a dogfight here, boys. Colorado, Pittsburgh, Nashville, all these games need to be wins for your New York Islanders. First period, okay. Strite and Wahlstrom on Korpisalo, and then Quinn Hughes for Colorado on Oda. What's with Oda playing a lot recently is, I guess they're just giving Hutchinson a break for the playoffs, but if we don't make the playoffs, that doesn't matter. Second period, there you go. Wahlstrom on Korpisalo. Wahlstrom with the 2-goal game. Third period, there you go. Strite with a 2-goal game as well to put it away 4-1 against the Colorado Avalanche. We're still in it. Definitely still in it. And we're back in that wild card spot, but once again, still plenty of reason to worry with the Ottawa Senators having a game in hand on us. So, game against Nashville. We're still in this position. New Jersey is clinched. And Ottawa has not played a game since. So we need these next 2 wins. Just plain and simple. First period. Yes, okay. Wahlstrom, Barzal, and Cizek. The first line. The entire first line coming through in the clutch. And Aguasin on Hutchinson. Second period. There you go. Third period. Okay. 6-1 victory against the Nashville Predators. Wild, Pouliot, and Hines. So, goals by the first line, and then goals by the third defensive pair and the fourth line. They're keeping us in this race. We really cannot afford to miss. And we still have not clinched. And the Ottawa Senators are at 90 points. We're at 91. But again, they have a game in hand. Anything could happen. Alright, here we go. Last game of the season, potentially, against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's get a huge W here, boys. We're going to need it. Or we're going to have to really hope that Ottawa loses their last 2 games badly. First period. Ooh. Josi and Rodriguez on Oda. Why is Oda playing the past 3 games or so? I guess Hutchinson's just being rested or something, or he got an injury that we didn't see, but oof. Here we go. Second period. Not what you like to see. Schultz with the goal on Oda. Then Wahlstrom with the goal on Murray. All right, come on. Huge third period. Go slow sim. Sprung. Just finish it. Just finish it. Barzal and Murray. We might not make the playoffs. Yep. If, presuming that stays the same with Ottawa, we're out. Let's see. We're out. I don't believe that, man. Oh my.